be fathers when you're like 70 years old. But we can't. That's so unfair. That really sucks. Yeah, it really sucks. It's just not fair. Life is not fair in that sense. I want to be able to decide when I'm like 60 years old if I want to have kids or not. But no, I gotta decide before I'm 35. Like, that's too young. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want kids at that age. I want kids when I'm like 50 maybe. Freeze your eggs, noob. You know how expensive it is to freeze your eggs? It is, okay, it's not only, I did research on this, you guys. I've done research on this shit. Not only it is really expensive, but because you release one egg every month, right? In order to be viable, you have to have like 20 eggs. To be able, there's like a ratio of how many eggs you freeze versus how many eggs end up being good for babies. And it's like 1 out of every 20. Some shit like that. And so you need to go yourself through this like hormonal treatment in order for your body to produce all these eggs. And it makes you crazy. Apparently it's like being pregnant times 10. And it's so that they can like harvest your eggs. Okay, so first of all, you have to put yourself through this. And it's like a month or two of just like being insane and hormonal and crazy. And imagine me. I would be insane. I would be nuts. I get like really crazy around some times of my period. And so like, I can't even imagine what it'd be like. Okay, and then after that, it's like $2,000 a year to keep them frozen. Every single year. Like, I don't know. Just sell an egg for like 10,000. Oh yeah, you can sell your eggs. Yes, you can sell your eggs too. But you gotta put yourself through that stuff. Like, I read this article of a lady that used to sell her eggs, and she was talking about how it's not worth it. About how, like, it just, oh, really? Man's sperm quality decreases. Oh, I didn't know that. But it probably decreases on, like, how potent it is. Like, its ability to have kids, not, like, genetically gonna fuck your child because you're too old. Like, for women, it's that way. For women, it's like, you'll still be able to get pregnant, but there's higher risks of, like, a bunch of things for your child. Because, like, the kid, the baby, the egg is actually, like, everything that's inside the egg is actually gonna be the baby. The sperm, it only, like, the sperm comes in and releases its DNA, but like the mitochondrial DNA, it's gonna be the babies. Like, everything that cell, the egg is like so much bigger than the sperm. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this shit, but the egg is like gigantic and the sperm is like tiny. And the sperm, all it does is like it fuses with the membrane and just like releases its DNA. But like the mitochondrial DNA is the mom's. All the, like, the how do you call them? The little cell organelles are the moms. It also raises the risk of genetic diseases and loses fertility potential. Okay, I didn't know that. I really had this idea that it was... Oh, hey, Blue! Hey, Blue, how's it going? How are you? We're talking about, I guess, reproduction right now. We're talking about babies. I don't know if you guys know this, but mitochondria has DNA. And this is why they talk about, like, the mitochondrial Eve. I don't know if you guys have ever heard about this. So we all share a common mother, and the way they're able to trace this is because of our DNA and our mitochondria, because we only get it from moms. We don't get mitochondrial DNA from dads. And so you can trace one woman who was the mother of us all. And it's really crazy. We get DNA from our mom. We get DNA from the mitochondria in our dad and our moms. So like, alright, so this is the egg. And this is the sperm. And this is how babies are made. Anyway, so the sperm has its DNA. And the egg has like its DNA in the nucleus. And it's got its like mitochondria here that has mitochondrial DNA. And it's actually believed that our mitochondria, we got it from a bacteria many, many years ago. I'm a bio major, you guys. And so the cell membrane in the egg has this very, very cool chemical structure, so that once one of these sperms touches it, it fuses with it, it changes the configuration, the biochemical configuration of the entire egg, so that no more sperm can hit it, right? And that's like when there's errors in this, is when people end up having twins and stuff like that. And then it fuses with the membrane, it releases its DNA inside, and its DNA mixes with this DNA. But you still have like the vacuole will be the where does my thingy go? The vacuole will be like the baby's vacuole, and the ribosomes will be the baby's ribosomes, and like everything in here will be the baby's. Yeah, go on. Okay. I don't know. I really liked this stuff. I really liked embryology. It was like really fun. You're mind blown. Okay, so it is believed, there's like a few theories of how we ended up with anyway, so our mitochondria has a DNA, and every time this mitochondria reproduces in order to create more mitochondria, I don't know if you guys know, but the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. It does oh my god, how was it? Something about energy production of blah 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 blah. Something about ATP. What is it called? The Krebs cycle? I don't remember, you guys. Anyway, god, I went to school for this. Anyway, so anytime that this mitochondria divides and it creates another mitochondria, it copies its DNA. It's mitochondrial DNA. And we all share like an ancestor, a common ancestor. There's like our mom, our like big, and so they call them the mitochondrial Eve. Adam and Eve, yeah. In Spanish is Eva. Anyway, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So if somebody asks you how many sets of DNA you got in your cell, you get to say you got 2 different sets of DNA in your cell, in your cells. So you hear that, twins, you were a result of a failure in the reconfiguration of the mitochondria. Well, it depends. It depends. So if you have 2 twins that are, there's 2 different kinds of twins. There's the twins that are like the same DNA that got split improperly, right? So it's one egg, one sperm, and then the first like cells divide into 2 and create 2 babies. That's one. And then the other is like there's a problem with the configuration, and then 2 of them. So it's 2 sperms. Oh wait, no. It's 2 separate eggs or something like that. I don't know. I think there's a few different types. I don't remember. I should know this. I don't want to teach you guys wrong shit. So maybe erase that part. Beep! That didn't happen. I knew it. So Kate and Ashley are errors in the Matrix. Well, yeah, twins are kind of errors in the Matrix. But they're beautiful. I wish I was a twin. Don't you guys wish you were a twin? I think we've all at some point in our lives been like, what would life be like if there was another person that would be like really similar to me? No? Who would want to have a twin? I would like to have a twin. I totally, but the problem is like, I'm a single kid on my mom's side. On my dad's side, I have brothers and sisters, but on my mom's side, I'm single. No, I'm unique. Well, you would be unique from your twin. You would be different, but it would be someone like similar to you. That's crazy. I would like to have a twin. How many kids do you want to have, Linity? I don't know. I mean, if I wanted to have kids, I probably would want to have 2. Just so they don't have to be alone. I was like a single child from my mom. So like I didn't get to live with my brothers and sisters till I was older. So I kind of grew up all by myself. And I didn't really like have any friends to play with. So I was kind of lonely growing up. And I think that it would have been cool to have somebody there to like play with me and do stuff with, you know? But it made me really appreciate like my cousins, and every time that I like hung out with my cousins and my brothers and sisters in the like my half brothers and sisters in the holidays, it was like really good, you know? She has 3 cats and a dog. She's a shelter. I'm actually gonna get another puppy. I'm getting another puppy for Christmas. Yeah. It's gonna be fun. That's gonna be my last pet, you guys. I'm not getting any more pets after that. Yeah. His name is gonna be Loki. Early childhood was singular. Yeah, my early childhood was me pretty much by myself. And I don't think I liked that. My parents worked a lot, and it was like the nanny taking care of me, and it was just like just me, and it was just, I think it was boring. But I also learned to be alone a lot, and I actually really like being alone. So I think that's a good thing, that I learned to like, I don't know, have like my own space and my own thing. So yeah. Where do you grow up? I grew up in Colombia, but we lived really far away from the city. So my dad, they bought a house in kind of like in the mountains. So there's a city in Colombia, it's called Cali, and like 20 minutes away from the city, from the edge of the city, there's like some mountains, and it's called Pance, and there's like a river there, and people like going there for like. So yeah, I kind of grew up in like the mountains, and there wasn't any kids around, and I was just kind of alone in this. We had a big house with like a big fence, and we had like lots of dogs, and so like I kind of grew up with like animals, you could say. Nanny, were you a rich kid? Having a nanny in Colombia makes you middle class. It's a little different from here. So in Colombia, there's like a middle class, and then there's like poor people. And so with your middle class, you can afford to hire someone for really, really cheap. I think that hiring like a maid right now in Colombia, having like a person that lives in your house as a maid costs like $300 a month. So imagine having somebody to cook and clean for you and look after your kids and your dogs and raise your child for like $300 a month while you go to work. It's a good deal. My parents did it. My parents did that. Yeah. And I was raised by the nannies, and we had a lot of nannies like over the years. There's a few. Yeah. I knew you were always rich. No, so like, okay, so when my parents were together, my dad actually, he worked for a big company that the Cali cartel used for, laundering money. And so we were really well off until I was like 9. And then when the cartels went down, all the people that worked with the cartels went down. My dad ended up in prison. And then shortly after that, my parents like separated, and yeah. Then we went to live to this like tiny little place. Yeah, it was pretty bad. It was a rough years. And then like I really liked it though, because we moved into the city. Like when we lived in our big house that was like in the mountains, I didn't really like get a chance to hang out with any kids. But like once, and this is weird because I didn't care about being like, we weren't poor, but I didn't care about not living well anymore. I don't know if that makes sense. Yeah. It was just kind of nice. Cause like I got to live in the city, and I got to have so many friends, you know? Yeah. So that was nice. And then eventually my dad was able to like clear all his stuff after like many years, and he was able to like clear his status and prove his innocence. So that was good. That was really good for my dad. It was really messed up, you guys, because it was like a legit company. It was like a really big company. So imagine if like Walmart, it's a company that's like the size of Walmart in Colombia. So imagine if like it was found out that the owners of Walmart were like narcos. Okay, I know it sounds crazy, but imagine if like the owners of Walmart end up being narcos and every person that works for Walmart went to prison. Everyone. The accountant, the lawyers, the people at the cashier, the people that cleaned, everyone went to prison. It was really crazy. It was really insane. Like, everybody ended up in prison. It was nuts. It was really crazy. Did my father know? Well, I can't really speak to that because I honestly don't know. I mean, he was able to prove his innocence. And I mean, from what I know about my dad, he's a really like straight up person. He's never like, he's the kind of person that has everything by the book. So I can tell you that, yeah, he's innocent. But did he know they were laundering money? Like, I think it'd be hard for my dad not to know. But I have no idea. I really don't. I was very young, so I don't know. Did he know shady stuff was going down there? Well, I'm only speculating because I don't know. But, like, even if he knew, like, what is he gonna do? You know what I mean? Like, even if he knew, what was he gonna do? I mean, that's a tough one, you guys. Yeah, I don't know. No idea, you guys. No idea. The right thing? What would you guys do if you guys, like... You'd probably get killed if you, like, said something. Even just knowing. Like, if people are aware that you know something... they'll freaking kill you. I don't know what I would do. I would stay very quiet. I would stay very, very quiet. Very quiet. But I don't know. Like, I was thinking about this the other day when it comes to, like, religion. There were people who would, like, used to get killed if they didn't believe in a certain religion. And, like, you hear about so many, like, old geniuses that like were like, what was his name, Galileo, and like all these people who like had beliefs different from what the church thought, and they would speak up and like it would like get killed and like put in jail and stuff. And like honestly, you guys, I would pretend to believe even if I didn't. Like, I'm gonna be straight up honest with you guys. If like my beliefs were gonna get me killed, I would lie about my beliefs. Like, it's just self-preservation. You know, like, I admire these guys for, like, having the balls to, like, stand up against, you know, what's wrong. Actually, you know what? I probably would have gotten myself killed now thinking about it. No, like, seriously, think about it, you guys. I would probably have gotten myself killed. Seriously, I would definitely have gotten myself killed. Yeah. I would have been like, bullshit. This is not true. I'm gonna stand up against the common beliefs. Yeah. Like, holy crap. That's nuts. As opposed to go to jail. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard. Which, I would have gotten burned. Holy crap. Spam this chili. That's a cute hot chili, you. You just said you wouldn't do that, which is, I don't know. It's hard to tell what you would do in a situation. Like, sometimes you tell yourself, like, I would do that, and then you get put in that situation and you do the opposite. So even though you think you're gonna do something, Sometimes you don't do what you think you're gonna do. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, you never know until you're put in that situation. It's crazy. Most often, you only know what you do when you're in the situation. Exactly. I have no idea. All I know is that I know nothing, you guys. Nothing. Like, for example, there's this one time when I first moved to Canada. So growing up in Colombia, I'm not gonna tell you guys this happens all the time, but I was in like a few like shootings because we lived in the mountains. Like, there is a few like shootings with the guerrilla. I lived in this place called Panse, and there's like where we lived, and there'd be like a military station here, and then the city was here. And so the guerrilla lived like in the mountains, and they would come and like have shootings with the military base that was down here. And so I grew up like hearing a lot of like bombs and like shootings and kind of stuff like that. And so when I first moved to Canada, I was walking with a friend. We were like, I was helping my friend move, and we were carrying like these big bags, and a tire exploded, and I didn't even think about this, but I hid under the car. I was under this car, like not completely, but I was like right next to the car, like by the sidewalk, like hiding there. And my friend is like, what the fuck did you just do? And it's like, I didn't even think about how I reacted. Like, my body just freaking reacted. It's crazy. And it was just the tire blowing up, you know, but it was a loud boom, and I was just like, I gotta hide. It's kind of funny how like your senses of your survival instinct. Yeah, my survival instinct is a pretty, you know how people have like a flight or fight? Mine is like fly, run as far as you can, and like hide. Gorillas are bad news. There's nothing to joke about. It's better now. Like, the gorilla isn't so bad as it was before in Colombia. I think they did like, oh, thank you just for gifting a sub to Bori Kings. Welcome, Bori Kings. Welcome. Thanks a lot, Shoes. I appreciate it a lot. That's so cute. You can hide near me while I protect. You think so? I don't know about that. No. See, that's the problem with the North American mentality of like, I'll protect you, it's okay. Because I think the way that I grew up to like respect things. Like, if someone comes and robs me, I will give them my stuff, you know? Because I heard so many cases of people like getting killed while they were robbed just because they like fought their robber or whatever. When my ex is Canadian, he used to come visit me in Colombia. And there's this one time that we were crossing a bridge to go to the store. And we're walking on like one side of the bridge, and I tell him, and I was like, that guy that is on the other side of the bridge, if he crosses, we have to go to the other side. And he's like, why? And I'm like, because that guy's gonna rob us. And he's like, oh, I'll beat him up. I'll fucking throw him over the bridge. And I'm like, no, you're gonna do as I tell you. Right now, you're not gonna be an idiot. And he's like, I got him. Just like, I'm bigger than him. And I'm like, he has a knife, and he's a junkie, and he will kill us. And he's like, no, blah, blah. And I was like, yes. And so I grab him, and we crossed the street. We ran through all the cars, and we go. Okay, we went to the store. Then we come back from the store. The cops had like arrested the man. The man was like in handcuffs, like right next to my building, because my building was like right in the side of the bridge. And I was like, see, I told you. Like, we had to be careful. So yeah. Your ex would have beat him up. It's just not worth it, you guys. It's not worth risking your life for this stuff. Like, it isn't. You guys don't understand. Like, that person has probably not eaten in a few days. They have like a lot of issues. They're probably a drug addict, and they haven't eaten, and they have no money. Like, you really have to be careful. You really do, because those people have nothing. They have nothing to lose, especially if it's in a third world country. Like, they got nothing to lose. You have to, and they're probably under the influence of drugs, and Like, it's not worth risking your life and being like, I'm gonna be brave, I'm gonna beat this guy's ass. Like, no, you come and rob me, I give you everything I have. I don't care. My life is more valuable than anything. I have a friend. He's not like a close friend, but he's a, you know, a friend that I knew in Colombia. And him and his girlfriend, they got robbed. And his girlfriend was like fighting the guy. They were like fighting the person that was robbing them. And the girl got stabbed and she died. No, seriously, you guys. Like, y'all, your life is so much more important than the whatever material thing you have. Whatever amount of money you have on you, whatever, anything, y'all just give them whatever they want. Seriously, it's not worth it. Then you can call the cops, you can tell them what the person looked like, you know. But if you know you're gonna die, then you have to fight back. Well, but generally when a person is robbing you, they don't have an interest on killing you. They just have a necessity of having things for many reasons. Maybe they're poor, they haven't eaten, or they have an addiction. I think most of the cases it's like an addiction problem. Yo, Zuni Pop, thank you so much. Thank you. So you just like give them what they want and you go your way. For reals, you guys. For reals. It's not worth it. Your life is so much more important. The aggression of the robber depends on the country he lives in, but I still wouldn't risk it. Don't risk it. I don't care if you guys think I'm right or wrong on this one, but you're gonna do as I tell you, okay? You're gonna do what I'm telling you. Period. We're not gonna discuss this. We're not gonna discuss this. This is how you are going to do it. Yes, you are. Period. I don't give a shit. If the world doesn't agree with me, you are not gonna risk your life for a cell phone. You're not gonna risk your life for $100. I don't know how much you keep in your wallet. Do not keep more than $100 in your wallet, okay? Anyway, your life is more important than this. Natalia is telling you this today. Okay? All right. I'm talking about like an active shooter in a building. Oh, okay, that's different. I don't know about this shit. You guys, if there's an active shooter, do whatever they teach you in the United States to deal with an active shooter. I live in Canada, so I don't really have to worry about that, hopefully. But I heard that in like schools, they teach kids how to deal with that. All Americans are combat trained. That's good that they give you guys training on this. So what are you supposed to do? Tell me. If I'm in a place, I think I've seen something like about like first hiding under the desk and then like, what is it? Tell me, you guys. We have active shooters every day. I know, it's terrifying. That's really fucked up. Do you like run? I think you're supposed to leave if you can, but if you can't, you're supposed to like, you have to take the killer, because yeah, some people will, oh, this is so horrible. I don't want to talk about this. I feel really bad that, like, no, seriously, I feel really bad for the people that have to deal with this, like, that have to be concerned about this stuff, like not going to a public place because of that. I remember when I was little and Pablo Escobar would like to put bombs on airplanes and malls and stuff like that. And it's like scary going to the mall and scary going out, and so I can relate a little bit with that, but I can't imagine what it's gonna be like, you know. Is that a bobcat? That is Milo. He's just a cat. Yeah. Alan, here in Greece, the worst thing you can face is a neighborhood shouting at you for making noise in the midnight. Don't make noise at midnight, you guys. Like, seriously. Don't. If you like making noise at midnight, then move somewhere far away from others. Hi, Calypso! How you doing? Yeah, guys, that's Escobar's cat. Reincarnated into my cat. 100%. What if you have a party? I don't know, go to like a bar or a club and party there? I'm sorry, but I hate when people like have parties late at night. I'm trying to sleep. It really pisses me off. Here, you can't make noise after like midnight, I think. Yeah. Don't you guys hate it? Like, like you're trying to go to sleep because there's school the next... I mean, if it's in the weekend, it's okay. But if like you're trying to go to school... Dude, I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about this on Twitch. There's this one lady in my building, okay? Who at 3 in the morning, every night, would get banged. And she was so loud, and I would seriously wake up. I was like 11 years old, and I would wake up at 3 in the morning to this woman screaming, and I didn't really understand what was going on. Like, I would wake up my mom, and I'd be like, Mom, like, is somebody getting killed? And she was like, no, Natty, it's not that. Go to sleep. And seriously, it would just last like an hour. And it was an hour of like every night, every other night, this woman screaming like she was getting killed. Seriously. It was insane. My neighbors are here out partying all day long, stomping and screaming around. I'm awake until like 3 in the morning every night. That sucks. That really sucks. I live in a pretty quiet neighborhood, so I don't have to worry about that. There's this one guy in my neighborhood who must have a really, really small dick because he has the loudest car ever. Like, and he just does laps sometimes around like the neighborhood, and it's super loud. Yeah. But, like, we all know that's because he has a small dick. He's trying to compensate, obviously, for something. So, I kind of feel bad for him. What else would you get such a loud car? He's obviously trying to prove something. Any of you guys in the chat has a loud car? Does it make you feel powerful and important? Like, I don't know. I don't know. I would never get a loud car. But, I don't know. What is your cat doing? He likes to sit there. I feel very important. My brakes squeak